the beautiful Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, the Ron Newman Cup is in the house. It's match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. The San Diego Sockers taking on the Milwaukee Wave. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. The Ron Newman Cup Finals this year in the Major Arena Soccer League featured 2 of the most important franchises in the history of the sport. The Sockers, the winningest franchise, 16 all-time championships, going for their 3rd MASL Ron Newman Cup, their 2nd consecutive trip to the finals. The Wave, the steadiest franchise. They started in 1984 and have played every year since. They've won 7 titles, looking for their 2nd MASL championship. And Tony, with one more win, the Sockers will claim that title. But the Wave, they want to force this to Monday.
Yeah, exactly. San Diego went and did what they do best on Wednesday in Milwaukee, and that's getting road victories. They earned their 11th of this year. That makes this final series 1-0 to San Diego. But now, with a victory tonight, San Diego can be crowned the champs. However, if Milwaukee wins, then they'll go ahead and force a Game 3, which will be played on Monday. And that's going to be for all the marbles.
Well, there was a lot of drama that happened after the final whistle in Wednesday's match 1. Nick Ferrara will get into that with you after the break. Right now, let's focus on a couple of the players who have championship dreams tonight. And we'll start for the San Diego Sockers with a guy who was hurt most of the second half of the year, but they're so happy to have Charlie Gonzalez back.
Absolutely. Gonzalez was the leading scorer for the Sockers before his mid-season injury. However, he came back with force here in the playoffs. He scored 1 goal and assisted twice in match 1. He's going to be very vital to this squad with a lot of the elements for the San Diego Sockers not on the roster tonight.
Last time we saw the Wave here in town, it was their first game of the season. No one had any idea at that time what Oscar Flores could become, the MASL Newcomer of the Year, and he is a force.
Absolutely. He did it in style. He scored 26 goals and 36 points total, crowning him the MASL Newcomer of the Year. He definitely has that side. He has the range, and he's able to really get into deep pockets. He has a feel for the game, and he's going to go ahead and be important. This last game, he actually assisted in all 4 of the Milwaukee's goals.
Could be the biggest crowd in Front Wave Arena history tonight. San Diego Sockers hope it's a crowd that'll be witnessing a championship. The Wave have distinctly different plans. When we come back, Nick Ferrara down on the floor to explain all the Sturm und Drang from between games 1 and 2. Then we've got the starting lineups and the opening kickoff next on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful.
This is a mean sweat.
Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, help with this. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Please, 6 miles, runway 26, great, right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
From a raucous Front Wave Arena. Alongside Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston on the call for the Sockers in the Milwaukee Wave, match 2 of the best of 3 Ron Newman Cup Finals. Let's go down on the floor. Welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Nick Ferrara.
The Sockers were able to escape Milwaukee with a Game 1 victory. However, it did not come without controversy or consequence. Team captain Cesar Cerda was issued a red card due to his incident with Tony Walls. Post-game, some of the Waves fans had an unfortunate incident with some of the Sockers players, resulting in a suspension of Luis Morales and Jesus Pacheco. Stefan Mijatovic was banned from the MASL as well. Tonight, we're going to find out if Milwaukee can stay alive with the wake from the Great Lakes, or if it's the motion in the Pacific Ocean that brings another championship here to San Diego. Craig, Tony, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. We have some important and for Milwaukee devastating news, unfortunately, to share at the very start of this broadcast, fans. Oscar Flores, who we highlighted in the Open, the MASL Newcomer of the Year, reportedly suffered a torn quad during warm-ups. He is out of the lineup. He would be out of a match 3 were that to come around. A huge adjustment for Marcio Leite and the Wave, Tony.
I mean, absolutely. And in order to come here at your absolute best, you have to have what put you here to begin with. And Oscar Flores was definitely one of those players. And on either side, however you see it, this is a fiesta. This is a celebration of this league, of this sport. And to not have such an important player is definitely a miss. But you know their teammates are going to come back and try to win it for him tonight.
Biggest crowd in Front Wave Arena history in place. Los Brujos del 78 begin the SD Thunderclap. The Wave are in highlighter yellow. The Sockers are all in blue in this color wave battle for the Ron Newman Cup Finals. We're underway with quarter number 1. Wave attacking right to left across your screens, and the Sockers will attack left to right. Mario Alvarez, the MASL Defender of the Year. Wall pass, and there's a kick save by Chris Toth on the goal line in the first 25 seconds to deny 1-0 for Andre Hayne in the Wave, Tony.
Absolutely. Very well read there by Chris Toth, knowing that he has to cover his first post, and that is a fundamental save he does in warm-ups, and it's excellent that he's able to execute here in where it matters most.
Even before the chant was over, Milwaukee thought they had the night's first goal, and Chris Toth comes up with the first key moment of many tonight. Here we go. 5-4 San Diego was the match 1 score Wednesday at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. As you just heard Nick Ferrara detail everything that happened after the final horn, certainly regrettable, and the Sockers paying the penalty for that tonight. Andre Hayne now, though, is going to have a lot of work rate at that target forward position. He's the experienced player between he and Flores, but now he's going to be the main player. Ricardo Carvalho just switched with him. It looks like Carvalho will be taking the second forward position for the Wave. Stuart Grable out there with Mario Alvarez. Alex Sanchez, the Golden Boot winner, just stepped off for one of the league's all-time players and scorers, Ian Bennett. Here's IB, who had a brace for Milwaukee. Tony Walls wins it back. Wave have enjoyed possession in these opening 2 minutes. Carvalho, wall pass. Ruggles reads it all the way to Ben Raymond. With a nifty move, he gets around Alvarez, trying to find Milton De Andrade on outlet. De Andrade acquired from Utica City FC prior to the MASL trade deadline in exchange for Juan Salazar. He's really been able to put his speed to use for a Sockers team, Tony, that really needed it.
So yeah, certainly De Andrade has been able to step in as watch out here.
That's a steal by Correa off of Pee-wee. Sockers have numbers back as Correa drives the mid-wall and looks for friends. Cam Will is the player who has come into the lineup in exchange for the injured Flores. And the budding artist, musical artist, 2 million downloads on Spotify. Cam Will, halftime performer at match 1. Tried to get goal 1. Toth was right there to freeze it with 2 hands.
Very well done by Toth. Now reading that he has to go to that other post and be ready for a center pass, but he is positioned correctly, and those safe hands of Chris Toth is why he's elite amongst goalkeepers in indoor and sometimes beach soccer también.
You watch, you look around this arena right now. This is what we've all dreamed of in indoor soccer. a giant crowd, an arena controlled by a major arena soccer league team, and an opportunity for a championship venue that lives up to the majesty of the sport. Here's a great ball in for Steinwasser. This is Alex Steinwasser. Leo stayed with him to the mid wall. Now weaving, it's Hain. Hain turns. That shot blocked by Ben Raymond. Came in with 10 blocked shots in the playoffs. Raymond really putting that big body to use.
And we've seen the San Diego Sockers have this type of defense against Milwaukee last Wednesday in their 5-4 victory. But this is something that Milwaukee is going to go ahead and try to do, is get out there and try to wear these defenders down with that offense. Sockers are being very patient and reading the game well.
Very good start to the night for the Wave. Sanchez to Alvarez. Neither player registered a point in match one. The Wave knows that has to change. Here's a great move by Sanchez. Coming around, and then Mendez jumps up on the steal. Alvarez with a repossession, and it bounces off Sanchez and out of play. I mean, there's no win condition for the Wave without Sanchez and Alvarez getting into it tonight.
100%. The offense has to come through for Milwaukee, and especially with Flores going down, they're going to need to find somewhere. But in that moment, we've seen Sebastián Mendez be an offensive force, but rare, you see him reading the game well. Everybody knows that this is a final. Así se juegan las finales.
One of the 4 players entered into the lineup due to the 4 suspensions is Andrew Estrella, known as Pato. He is the one rookie in the lineup tonight. Speaking of rookies, Gerardo Perez went into the corner. Morgan won the ball. That went right off of Perez for a point-blank save. Morgan shot the sharp angle, and Perez got in front of it. Sanchez comes the other way. And Pee-wee had the leg out there. Saucy knew what to do. Run over it. Foul called.
Just making contact there, but really a quicker restart here. Wave don't want to lose any of this momentum that they've started here in the first 4 or 5 minutes of play.
Yeah, they've really come out extremely sharp here to start the match. Sanchez turning to shoot. Pee-wee blocks the shot. Our officials on the field, Daniel Radford along with Josh Wilkins. Wilkins the head official in his second finals, Radford in his first. Wilkins 10 years in the league, Radford 7. Take a look at this Morgan opportunity. And just Perez being up to the task, spilled it to his side, out of harm's way. Here's Drew Ruggles. Sends it, looking for Pereira back post. Mendez knocking down a hopping ball, still controls, shoots, high off the soccer script frame. Chests a pass over to Nick Pereira as the 5th minute is winding off in this first quarter. Felipe Gonzalez tried for a one-touch pass forward. Felipe now goes down. Gonzalez, who's been out with injury throughout the late portion of the season, had been working his way back in. He got that last-second call by Phil Salvaggio to be the 16th man on the roster. And on a funny step, it looks like the knee for Felipe. We certainly hope it's something that'll be better, but a man who has had injury troubles throughout his career, Tony, just a real shame to see this 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, especially in the moment that it happens here in a grand final. You see and you interact with these players both home and away, and just know that it takes so much sacrifice to be and put yourself in a position and be ready for a night like tonight. And this is certainly something tough to look at, as Paul Savage, trainer for the San Diego Sockers, is taking a look at Felipe.
Well, the Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to the Ron Newman Cup Finals on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. See Nick Pereira working through some bench discussion here as we see one more time. And again, this is just a classic non-contact injury. It looks like he just stepped, kind of put his weight on the outside of that left knee and then felt something. And he's being helped off by athletic trainer Paul Savage. It's more than likely that the Sockers will play one man down throughout the remainder of this match. Rookie Adrian Reyes watching from the wings going, oh, it could have been me in there instead. And you just understand the decision to go with the veteran Felipe, even though he had been coming back from injury, but to see him fall this quick. Tough blow, tough blow. That's 5 different players San Diego missing now tonight, but Oscar Flores, the biggest loss for Milwaukee during warmups. All right, 5th minute walks into the Oceanside night. Biggest crowd we've ever seen in the second year of this building. Upper deck with folks all over the place. This is an atmosphere. It is loud and it is wild. But Milwaukee, to all their credit, has not been stymied at all. They appear to be luxuriating in the atmosphere. They have had control and possession throughout these first 5 minutes. And it's Max Ferdinand in the corner. It's spilled by Toth and cleared by Leo.
Good read there by Toth and Leo, being able to anticipate that, but danger's not over.
Ferdinand, the 39-year-old star. Milwaukee and Baltimore. He's just been with 2 different championship organizations his entire career, which dated back to before the MASL. Stepping in, one of the few rookies in Milwaukee's lineup, number 29, Lucas Nestos. And it's bounced back to another one of those rookies, the 21-year-old Gerardo Perez, took over for William Bonahene at the very end of the season. Steinwasser coming in. Steinwasser crashing down low. He still got it. He lays it off, and it was blocked by Leo. Alex Steinwasser thought he might have goal number 1. That's about the 3rd chance for Milwaukee. Now Leo pushing between 3 into the corner. Tried to shovel it, and Alvarez was right there to take it away. Angled it away from Bebe Gonzalez. And it's all the way back to Toth. Chris, a 5-time MASL goalkeeper of the year. His streak of back-to-backs was ended this year. He finished 3rd in the goalkeeper of the year voting, only because of his finger injury that kept him out for 2 months. Mendez tries to pick out the right post. Deflected by Pereira over the glass and out of play for a Milwaukee restart. Sockers thought it was deflected for a corner. Let's take a look. First at this chance.
Yeah, Toth coming off of his line very well, reading and anticipating those diagonal passes very well, and that's what makes him such a critical part of this San Diego Sockers team, is his ability to play off the line and be able to be mobile, and not just that, be able to distribute from there in a lot of occasions. And on the other side, you have another different type of prototypical goalkeeper that we're seeing in MASL with Gerardo Perez, and as you're going to see here, driving the ball forward with some good footwork.
Almost a steal.
Yep. Wave have also had to defend now a little bit, and they're also defending very hardly. No foul here, no contact. Pregame.
Pereira, Bebe, and Cardenas. Leo trying to feed to Voy Morgan with the entire team around him. He turns to his left foot. He shoots just wide off the right post. Mendez crashing in to try and win it back, but it's back the other way. Could be 3v2 for Milwaukee if they hurry. Correa will shoot and end all of that. And Carvalho with his hands up in the air saying, "Where's the pass, young man? You've got 2 veteran players on the wing. You can't just choose your own number." Mendez, Pereira, he knows he has a runner. That runner is Charlie. What a save, Perez.
Fantastic save by Gerardo Perez coming over to his line, and now on the other side, Wave once again trying to counterattack.
Pereira is calling for a challenge, and he has solicited the throw from Phil. And I think the challenge could be looking for a handball outside the zone.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
We'll find out from Josh Wilkins or Daniel Radford shortly.
The call on the field is play on and no foul. San Diego is challenging for a possible handball by the goalkeeper. The previous play is under review.
So here we go with MASL video review. Each team gets only 1 video review challenge unless they get it right. Then they get a second one. In this match 2 of the finals, Nick Pereira's voice spoke very loudly to Phil Salvaggio. He told him, "Challenge it, I saw a handball." Let's see if Nick was right. If so, it would be a blue card and a penalty, a shootout for San Diego.
Great. Let's play this one frame by frame for us. Freeze it on the, go ahead and freeze the ball on the goalkeeper's arm, please. We're looking for exactly the point of contact. Keep going back a little bit. And forward. Stop. Can you show us a game camera angle so we can see the top of the penalty area? Thank you. Challenge is unsuccessful. You have it? Yeah, I got it.
All right, the challenge is unsuccessful. The announcement's about to be made. We're going to go to break. Sockers will have no more challenges for the remainder of the match. 6:55 to play in the first quarter. Scoreless in the Ron Newman Cup Finals.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for.
Well, there's a reason they usually ask coaches to do challenges and not players. Players are quite often wrong. And in this case, Nick Pereira's judgment was incorrect for San Diego. And as such, Phil Salvaggio has no more challenges for the rest of the game. Scoreless and halfway through, just over halfway through the first quarter. Sockers running left to right, Wave right to left. San Diego won match one 5-4, meaning this is a closeout game for San Diego. It's an elimination game for Milwaukee. Nestus on the counter. Pereira, he turns, he shoots, and a big save by Toth. Coming up to the edge of his crease to shorten the angle. High press shown by Milwaukee. Can San Diego break out of it and find a runner deep? It's the rookie Pato. Andrew Estrella off the wall, looking for Ruggles. Will comes in to try and clean it up. Can't leave the zone just yet. Now Alvarez has an opportunity to survey the field. And he'll lose it in the middle of that field to Estrella. Frenetic minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the physicality that these players are ready to go ahead and lay out. Right there, once again, Chris Toth coming off of his line, having no fear, and just closing all of the angles, making it hard. And on the other side, trying to go ahead and do a very quick counterattack.
That's a rarity, a Nick Pereira out-of-control pass. Had no idea where his guy was and almost gave it away. Winds up over the wall to the Wave.
Just going back to that loss of the challenge now for the Sockers, it just means that the bench can not affect this match anymore. It's all going to have to go with the players on the floor.
Hain. Andre Hain looking for Steinwasser, looking for the return pass. Sanchez does well to keep it in play, but then it dropped over the low wall. Radford saw it last touch by San Diego. And it will go back to the Wave for a mid-wall restart.
Usually in these first quarters, you see two teams feeling themselves out and not having a lot of offense. It's quite the opposite. They want to score first.
Sanchez tried to turn for the shot, blocked by Pee Wee for a second time tonight. Jerry Perez. Not ready to do Jerry ball yet. There'll come a point at some point, fans, in this game where that goalkeeper is all the way down the field, where Max Ferdinand is now in the low right corner. And he can score. 7 goals in the regular season, 2 more in the playoffs already. Sanchez drifting back. Over the head of Cardenas. Toth came out to scoop it away from Hain before he could turn on the ball. But the Brazilian maintains control as we go under 5 minutes in a so far scoreless first quarter. Alex Steinwasser and the Wave have played very well. But the Sockers have been up to the defensive moments when they've mattered. Toth particularly, who's made 2 or 3 big saves. Pee Wee, what a run. He springs Ben Raymond. Raymond with a man tumbling on him. That's a foul. Foul was called behind. Pee Wee thought it was contact to the head. Can't challenge now, pal. We'll continue on.
Good effort there by one of the most physical players and one of the players that puts his body on a line the most, Pee-wee Ortega, giving the Sockers the possession of the ball. And here a chance, once again, Mendez.
Looking for Morgan. Javier Steinwasser kept it away from Tavoy. That's a critical matchup on the other end of the field. Much like Pee-wee and Sanchez on the other side. Hopping ball, won by Steinwasser, trying to sell a foul. Advantage is played. It's Cam Will coming up with Bennett. Will looking for Bennett. Ruggles was there to read it. Mendez then gets elbowed gently. Bradford says, head to the bench, pal. And both teams change. 11 minutes done. Sockers have not settled into this match yet. Milwaukee has.
You can certainly see the Sockers playing defense correctly and blocking all the angles, but that midfield hasn't necessarily connected with the offense for something dangerous.
Carvalho looking for the attacking Steinwasser. The ball dribbled to the far corner instead. A fight for possession. Grable fighting hard, won it away. What a play by the veteran Stuart Grable in the corner, one of the hard work players of the Milwaukee Wave.
You can tell there's a scrappiness from Milwaukee that knows that there is no tomorrow if they lose tonight's match. So they have to come up and try to score as fast as they can. And honestly, San Diego has been very good at squashing and closing all of those windows of opportunity so far.
Here's Carvalho and his fellow Brazilian battling in Leo. And Carvalho shoots and Toth makes the near post save. The rebound comes out to Sanchez. More Milwaukee pressure. Alvarez's shot blocked by Raymond. Raymond and Alvarez fight for it, and Callahan comes up with it. Can the Sockers find a counter? This is all they've had so far tonight. No possession at all. A couple of counters. This one comes up empty, and now it's Milwaukee's ball again. 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Dominant quarter for Milwaukee, but no goals. They've had a shot at up to 3 or 4 at this point.
Yeah, and if you have so many counters, you're going to have those players who are participating in those counterattacks gassed by the end of those plays, and you're not getting anything on return.
Well, Steinwasser went right around Charlie right there. Charlie Gonzalez, who we featured in the pregame open, a player with incredible clutch ability, over 300 points scored in this league, scored the $1 million goal at the TST tournament last summer. Here's Hain down low. His shot was blocked away by Pee-wee, who's got 3 blocks in the first quarter. Correa over to Alex Sanchez. Sanchez has been probing and shooting. That one just wide. And the rebound kicked high and out of play by Alex Steinwasser. But back to Charlie. 12 goals and 8 assists as we take a look at this Sanchez shot. Toth knew and saw it all the way going wide. Could not reach out to get that. He took an ankle injury on February 15th, one day after in Kansas City he had scored the shootout goal to lead the Sockers to a comeback win. We thought that might be the last moment of the year for him, but it turned out to be a less severe sprained ankle. There was some ligament damage, but less severe than people thought. 2v1 chance. Mendez to Pereira. Nick juggled the ball. Gave it back to Sebastian. Lost the opportunity. Mendez shoots! One-handed save by Perez.
What a wonderful save by Perez there, knowing that the ball had only one chance to go in, and it was in that right angle with between the floor and the post, and he was right there for it.
Pereira trying to get it back. Javi Steinwasser in his right hip. He'll roll it out to Ruggles and look to reassert with 1:18 left. He goes for that soul roll. Steinwasser stays with him. No play, sends it out to Leo. Across to the other side, and Charlie Gonzalez. Now that he's back, not 100, but at least 85%, Charlie out there. Leo, shot saved by Perez again. Ruggles trying to keep it in the zone, but Correa comes out with it for Milwaukee. Stop and go move along the bench wall. Gets it loose, the counter's on for the second-year player, Max Ludwig. The German shoots, and it's blocked by Leo. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. A quarter of high intensity. Walls back to Alvarez. Milwaukee's owned the lion's share of the possession. Trying to read the play there. Walls fouled Bebe in the process.
Yeah, Milwaukee's having these runs and off-the-ball movements that are incredibly sharp. You also have Alex Sanchez on the other side being very sharp and a pinpoint shooter and passer. It's going to be a matter of the Sockers to try to answer that, as watch out here.
Yeah, the long throw out turned out to be fitful at best. Milwaukee thought there might have been a handball on Leo down in the corner, but the Sockers have gotten the ball up to midfield with Tavoy, who's got Max Ferdinand draped over him, and Ferdinand fouls him. And the two are down, and Ferdinand a little push, and there was a little more when they were both on the floor.
We'll see right here as Morgan is shielding the ball. There's some jersey pulling, well, a little bit more than a jersey pulling, and yeah, a little bit of a player sandwich there.
Yeah, laying on him. All in good fun. It is the finals after all. You're not going to be out there offering lollies to one another. Morgan looking for the header. 5 seconds in the quarter. It'll be cleared out, and that will bring an end to the opening 15 minutes. Wild atmosphere, good control by the visiting Milwaukee Wave, but Chris Toth, too tough to beat in the opening 15 minutes. We are scoreless in Game 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. Second quarter run from Oceanside's Front Wave Arena when we return on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful.
This is a mean sweat.
Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stuff. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Please signal, runway 6 right, clear to
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd.
Match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. No score going to the second quarter. Let's take a look at these two finalists at a glance. The Sockers won the MASL Shield with 44 points, 16 wins. Milwaukee right behind them, 1 point less at 15-7-2, but it was determinative for home field advantage. Sockers have been 3-0 in these playoffs. Milwaukee had to play an extra round. They're 4-3. They were pushed to the mini game in each of their first 2 rounds, the knockout game. They are trying to get to a full Game 3 here in the Ron Newman Cup Finals. The Sockers will have the ball on their toe to start the second quarter. First quarter shots, 10-2 in favor of the Wave. Chris Toth credited with 3 saves and 7 blocked shots for the Sockers defense, half of what they got in all of match 1. They got in the first quarter. That's how much the Wave controlled possession. And look how Milwaukee and Marcial Leite come out to start the second. High pressure, broken for a moment. But Morgan's pass could not get to Ruggles' potent left foot, and we're back the other way. Leo trying to ward it away from Alex Sanchez, who led the league with 32 goals this season.
And now the Sockers are going to need to try to construct, to start to build as this ball goes over the 3 lines.
Yeah, 3-line pass is a turnover to the Wave for a restart at the dot in the middle of the yellow line. A very dangerous free kick that allows Milwaukee to substitute and bring in any 5 attackers they want. They'll go with Super Mario on the ball. Sanchez to his left and Carvalho to his right. It's to Carvalho. One step, cuts to the post, back to Alvarez, lost it to Pee Wee. Sidewall pass out to Charlie Gonzalez. Gonzalez had space for a moment. Got it to midfield. The Wave are flying tonight, Tony.
Yeah, they're definitely flooding that midfield zone, especially as soon as the Sockers are able to get possession, because then they flood the back line as Pereira tries to get a hold of this ball, somehow does.
The beach soccer experience shows right there. Nick, captain of the U.S. beach soccer national team. Over 100 caps. And this one, dribbled past Perez, but Mario Alvarez was there to keep it away. Bennett tries to sell a foul. Pee Wee told him to get up. And then it's kicked by Cardenas. Wearing the captain's armband tonight, Mitchell Cardenas, with Cesar Cerda watching from the sidelines. Red carded it literally after the game for his actions in the final second on Wednesday.
And now you're starting to see Perez, the goalkeeper for Milwaukee, start to make his way to the final third of the San Diego Sockers.
Yes, Jerry ball in effect. There he is, Perez all the way down the floor, not across the yellow line yet, but he's leaking there as the Wave try to matriculate the ball. Now Perez has to run back. Any one touch by San Diego can trigger it. De Andrade hoping, see right there, if Perez is out of position, that's a goal. So that's the risk of the strategy. You could always have either Jerry run back or a Wave defender get in the way, but the right kind of turnover now is an immediate chance at shooting on goal when they go to that goalkeeper up formation. Perez stays back on this part of the possession with 12:30 and change left in the second quarter. Still looking for the first goal of match 2. Mario Alvarez wants it. Off the corner boards, reading the geometry, Chris Toth. Chris, the son of Soccer's Hall of Famer Zoltan Toth, one of the great indoor goalkeepers of all time. Won championships with both the New York Arrows and the San Diego Sockers in the old MISL and NASL days.
I think the thinking of Milwaukee to start initiating Jerry balls, they're seeing the success in being able to control the ball and have that possession. So if you add another element on there, and not just an element, but an element that has been proven all year to be effective on the offensive side, they believe that's how they're going to get that first goal here.
No possession for San Diego. They're using long balls, steals, and counters to try and get possession. They've very rarely been able to move it around and force Milwaukee back. But any one moment could break the dam. Leo thought he had burst through a double team. He's still fighting on the ball. And they'll get it back to their goalkeeper. 11:30. Here's 3 Wave on the run. Alex Steinwasser trying to play the boards. Toth is there yet again. He appears to be a calm port in a tempestuous harbor.
Yeah, I mean, right there, right, knowing that he has to go ahead and crash on the wall himself to cut any sort of
Ruggles,
angle.
trying to send in Ben Raymond. Ben Raymond scores! You'd never think it. You'd never expect it. But the first goal of match 2 goes to Benjamin Raymond from Baldwinsville, New York. 1-0 Sockers.
This play where Ben Raymond is not anything but clear on through. He is able to go ahead and just tap it over and pass it into the corner of Jerry Perez's goal. What a fantastic moment, not just for the Sockers to get their goal, but for a player that has been here. He has fought his way, such an important player that has the ghost of last year, of the last final. He is rewarded 1-0 San Diego.
Not just his first goal of the playoffs, his first goal of the year. Any game, any competition. Ben Raymond has the Sockers on the good foot tonight. Now, something we must discuss the next minute. The Sockers' #1 bugaboo has been concessions after scoring. Quick ones. Carvalho trying to lift it to himself. Pee Wee jumps in there. And he's down. I think he banged knees in the air. He's actually holding his arm?
I think his rib from the landing there.
Yeah. Mendez slide tackles the ball. Sockers coming back the other way. Pee Wee's in the attack with Mendez. Sebastian Mendez creeping in. Tried to center. Got blocked. Holds it back to Pee Wee. Misses. Pereira comes in on the right half wall. Soccer's first real look with the foot on the ball in this match is right now. But they scored on a counter for 1-0.
And so far, this is exactly what San Diego needs to start doing in these moments, is riding the momentum. This is not the best moment for the Wave that we've seen so far in this match, but for San Diego, you can go ahead and start building now, creating on the offense, but also controlling the tempo of the ball. But this is a place here, oof, you don't see that often either.
Toth across the yellow line for his distribution, but he curved it over the low wall out of bounds instead of finding his mate, Nick Pereira, in the corner. 9:48 left to go in the first half. Ben Raymond, a defender by trade his entire career, set up by another defender, Drew Ruggles, for that goal for San Diego. And that's that counterattack nature that we're talking about right now. It's like these two teams, in some ways, have traded personalities. Sanchez turns and shoots, and a curving shot saved by Toth with Cardenas right next to him.
Right
Correa.
now, yeah, Sanchez is doing very well right now, picking spots and picking passes. It's just a matter of him adjusting that scope, and it's going to be a matter of time before he gets one on target again.
Nestus rolls it to Toth, a giveaway. As the 6th minute of the second quarter expires, Toth is going to go long. You can throw it over. That one's touched by Milwaukee out. It should be San Diego ball. They're kicking around the ball created by Mitre, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Learn more at Mitre, MITRE.com. Ruggles, 14 points in the regular season. Over to Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie, so good with the foot over the ball. Ruggles could say the same with that. In fact, all three of these players, Leo, Charlie, and Drew, in consecutive touches, are artists with the ball at their feet. And finally, they get to exhibit their craft. It's been all hunker down defending, very outdoor feel for San Diego in the opening 20 minutes.
And look at the spaces that they have, because there's no lanes to go here. They have to risk sometimes.
This is a risky play. And the 50-50 will come to Ruggles, but when he slid it forward blind, Correa was able to pick it up. Meanwhile, Leo is down, holding his right ankle, and you certainly hope that this is something on the routine side for San Diego. One of the rules of the Major Arena Soccer League is if the trainer comes out to see you on the floor, automatically you have to sit the next 2 minutes. Let's see what happened. Well, Leo just got his legs taken out by Tony Walls, who would have gotten a yellow card for that if he was outdoors.
Yeah, it's a crunching tackle right there with Leo just receiving the ball and having no idea there was a freight train coming his way.
That might be one of those things for all you outdoor fans who might be sampling us tonight on Golasso, just to understand. Outdoors, Tony Walls just got a yellow card. Indoors, wasn't even a foul. It was just owie.
Yeah, we see a closer angle
could
here.
Have been a foul. I mean, obviously could have been a foul, but point being, a very crunching tackle it's just part of the game here. It's part of the game. It's part of the physicality of a final, which has this place lit up right now, and Sockers fans enjoying a lead, but just 1-0. The ageless wonder, 42-year-old Ian Bennett, battling in the corner. It comes the other side. Callahan had it taken from him by Correa, who stays with the play, and a foul was called on handball, was called on Correa. That defused what could have been a great Milwaukee Wave attack.
I mean, I got to give credit, because that was a very difficult handball to call in that angle, but at this point, none of those are gonna matter, because you can't necessarily go and review them if you're the Sockers.
Pereira puts it so high in the air, brings it down legally, pushes aside Steinwasser. Callahan scores! He got it in there! It's a goal for Cali! And once again, the depth of the Sockers rises up to score while the Stars set it up. It's Callahan, back heel from Pereira, cosplaying Leo for 2-0.
What a play right here. That's all Nick Pereira. having 3, 4 defenders at once, muscling him over and just gently passing it through. I will point out, though, Marcel Leite has thrown the challenge flag onto the floor.
Well, he's going to challenge to see if that ball went all the way over. I believe it did, and I think you're going to see it right here.
El taquito.
At that moment, not in that shot because the fans are blocking it, but I think almost undoubtedly this was a goal from our vantage point. Here's the call, though, from downstairs.
The call on the field is a good goal. There will be 2 reviews during this stoppage. The first one is to confirm whether the ball went over the line or not. And the second review is based on a coach's challenge from Milwaukee. The challenge is for a possible push in the build-up to the goal. The previous play is under review.
Okay, MASL video review. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll find out the result of this very important double review. It looks like it's 2-0 San Diego. We'll find out more next on Golazo.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo.
So what's going on is they're checking 2 things, and right there should be the check of the first part. That is an official's review. Did the ball cross the goal line? I see the ball completely over the goal line as Perez scoops it out. Here's the answer from Daniel Radford.
After review, the call on the field of good goal stands. The challenge by Milwaukee is unsuccessful, and they are out of challenges for the rest of the game.
So both teams have lost their challenge. This one with 7:29 left in the second. And can I say, for the second time in this broadcast, first goal of the playoffs, second goal of the season for Sean Callahan. And the 5th goal of his entire career.
Incredible.
With the San Diego Sockers. And he has it for 2-0 in this game.
Well, what better moment to have it in this time and where the Sockers are looking for some offense. Hey, it's sometimes the improbable players that step up in these big moments. And so far, for the San Diego Sockers, they've gotten the response that they need from Callahan and the former Milwaukee Wave player, Ben Raymond, as well.
Here's Max Ferdinand cleared by Bebe. I'll give you a little bit more insight on that call as well. We have the head of officials, Ryan Sigich, up in the booth, and he went through the replay with us as well. Here's Ferdinand with Bebe leaning on him. Milwaukee needs an answer now. Bebe kicks it off a low wall, not out. Mario Alvarez over to Ludwig's head and down to Stuart Grable. The issue there is that it was common contact, and that's what both Sigich, Radford, and Wilkins saw on replay. Only Wilkins and Radford had a vote in the case. Brian was just here watching like us. But point is, everyone saw it the same way. Common contact. And no goal disallowing foul. Alvarez cuts it back. It's Carvalho. Carvalho with a banger just wide, and Jerry Ball was in effect. And now he has to run like the wind to get back in. Oh, but he's lucky this time because both teams needed to change, Tony. Otherwise, it's one quick restart, get over that yellow line, and take an aim at the empty net.
And for right now, the Milwaukee Wave is going to go ahead and try to figure out how to go ahead and,
oh,
what
look
a
at
pass.
this ball. Looking for Mendez is Morgan. Sebastian just one-hops it in to Jerry's breadbasket.
Yeah, Milwaukee's going to look to see how else they can go ahead and attack the Sockers because they did have some of their best offensive minutes in this series in the first quarter, but didn't get the reward that they needed. So they're going to try to figure something out.
Milton, soul roll, taps it to the edge of the crease. He was hoping for Leo to run on that. Leo said, "What are you doing, man?" And those two who have only been teammates for a few weeks, that's one thing we've seen a lot is that Milton is great at getting the ball, great at bringing it up the floor, but doesn't quite have that synchronicity completely locked in with his teammates yet. If he stays here, you could see that big time in coming seasons. We'll find out about all that in the summer. Here's Alex Steinwasser with room. Pee Wee was waiting. It's Hain down low, blocked by Ruggles. Drew Ruggles comes up with a big block, and there's Nilton using that soul roll to come out of the field. Comes all the way down and gets nailed by Hain. Sockers screaming for a blue card. However, they blew their challenge in classic Sockers fashion in the first quarter and have no recompense.
Yeah, as you see, Nilton's trying to go ahead and recycle the ball back and get some help and support. Extends the ball a little bit and welcomes the contact there. I don't think
Nilton's shaken up.
Yeah.
He's shaken up a little bit on the floor, or on the bench, I should say. Here's one looking for the big leg of Pereira. He's trying to twist out of a double team. Javier Steinwasser got there. Ball hopped on Correa, and that allowed Pee Wee to touch it down to Charlie. Charlie tries to bring it right back into the attack. And Steinwasser comes away with it. This time it's Alex Steinwasser coming up to the in Bennett. IB 26. Stopped by Pereira inside the yellow line, who says he doesn't defend. Here's Correa.
Yeah, these moments, the first attacker is also the first defender, and you could see the experience of Nick Pereira also getting there, putting his body on the line. But man, the amount of years of experience in that collision between Pereira and Ian Bennett.
Carvalho looking for Bennett. There's Toth to get a touch on it. Steinwasser. Javier to Carvalho with under 4.5 to play in the first half. Correa. Both goals in this quarter for San Diego, both completely unlikely. Ben Raymond, a defender with his first of the year. Sean Callahan with his first of the playoffs, second of the year.
Now the Sockers have to be very patient and careful in this moment. They do have Perez on the other side waiting.
Nestus looking for the high wall pass. Jerry Ball's in effect, look out! Nick couldn't get it to Charlie. That could have been a third goal right there. When Perez goes in so deep, any turnover can be a goal. It really puts this game on a knife's edge for Marcio Leitang, his head coach, in his first year for the Wave.
Wave showing an ultra-attacking sort of mentality here.
Perez is wide open. If they could get him the ball! Pereira! Taken away by Jerry Perez. 3.5 to go. Perez taken away by Pereira. Hain steps in for Milwaukee. Pereira steps back. It shoots out to Pato. Can he get there? Slide tackle. Then a kickoff, Bennett. The action's fast and furious at Front Wave Arena tonight in front of a crowd of 5 grand and counting.
Both of these teams not letting an inch and giving away anything, as they know that the next goal can potentially seal the deal for this quarter, this half essentially. So we see
Mitchell says, "I'm not worthy to wash his sandals, but I will tie his shoes." Chris Toth.
It's the bane of a goalkeeper's existence in mid-game, having those goalkeeping gloves and having an unlaced shoe. I wonder if they do 2 or 3 loops for him.
Cardenas asking for proper spacing on the free kick. Radford says, "You may use this wall here." Cardenas kicks it into the corner. Morgan gets a pectoral on it. Mendez settles back to Raymond. Sockers would love to get some possession. Milwaukee has to force the issue they feel all the time. They've been playing balls to the wall the entire time. By that I mean soccer balls. Off the wall. Here's Morgan.
Very well done there by Milwaukee, not letting Morgan turn in. That's a player that right now, if he gets into some space, he can definitely hurt you with the long shot, as well as the Sockers also need to get something going with that. Usually it's Nilton de Andrade getting those shots, but Tavoy Morgan, we've seen scored some worldies here.
Nilton crashing in on Ludwig there, trying to win the ball. Now bumps Correa and draws a whistle because Correa could not maintain his balance. If Cesar had stayed up on the ball, there would have been no whistle. 2:28 coming up on the Ron Newman Cup halftime show. My pre-taped interview with head coach Marcio Leite, plus MASL in 5 and first half highlights. We'll hear from Sockers head coach Phil Salvaggio at the quarter's end. Wall pass, just batted by Toth, but Pee-wee's there to drag it out of the zone. Playing an absolutely rocking game tonight. Luis Pee-wee Ortega draws another foul. Fans, unless it's just going to be one of those nights, you probably won't see him on the scoreboard. What you see is everything else. Blocked shots, wins of balls, dispossessions, fouls drawn especially. A turnover at midfield between Leo and Ruggles has given the ball back to the Wave. 2 minutes left. Then this one is chested off Leo, but back to Ludwig. Over to Alvarez. Jerry Perez comes up and empties the net for Milwaukee. Empty net on the eastern side. Minute 41 in the half. Sockers want a clean half. Milwaukee wants one back to change the tenor. And shot out of play by Sanchez. That'll we should have a Jerry Perez cam on a string to go back and forth to show all the times he sprints up and down the floor. Be one of those sky cams they have at Petco Park. 90 seconds in the half. Toth will come out to become a sixth part of the possession to send it forward to the big man Pereira. 3 defenders, 4 defenders. Mendez kicked. This might come down in play. Ooh. No, it hit the top of the glass. That would have been about the highest ball that stayed in play all year in the MASL. Almost made it to the roof. It will be a corner distribution for San Diego.
And it's these moments, right, where now you have a set-piece situation. You can control the game. You can control the tempo. You can go ahead and move into different spaces and triangulate and try to figure out a different way to score in that way in possession, not necessarily a counterattack, as we have a couple of specialists on this play for set pieces.
It's Charlie. Gets the left foot open and he hits the right post. He had 3-0. Wanting by about an inch and a half. Final minute, magic minute of the second quarter. Any goal would be massive from either side, given the implications in this game. Mendez wants to get his left foot open always. He'll leave it off for Leo, who just misses it. Leaned back, couldn't get over the top of the ball with his chest, and it's out of bounds to Milwaukee. Both teams changing on the fly as Perez wants to run up and get one more look. Very risky in the last 40 seconds in this poker player's estimation. Bebe Gonzalez comes racing off. He was late on the change, but the Sockers are in possession with 30 seconds. It's a 6v5 here down low with Ferdinand looking for Perez, headed by Raymond. Out.
Had that ball gone,
it will be a wall restart.
Yeah, that would have been a dangerous play right there, but Raymond measuring himself very well and knowing that that diagonal ball was coming over the top, reading it incredibly well.
Down low, Carvalho looking for the back post, looking for Bennett. He scores! Ian Bennett from Carvalho with just 20 seconds left in the half. That's exactly what the Wave needed to get back in the final. It's 2-1 and IB is unlocked.
And that is a veteran goal for sure, knowing that that ball is going to go ahead and have a chance to get to you. He's already measuring it before the ball exits the box, and that's a veteran finish in that moment to tell your team, calmado, tranquilo, we have this. There's still a lot of indoor soccer left with 20 seconds, 2-1, soccer still leading.
The Hamilton, Ontario veteran pride of Canada nets his 5th of the playoffs and 3rd of the finals. Sockers did exactly what they did not want to do. And now Milwaukee says, can we get one more? Let's rally. 7 seconds left on the clock before halftime. Correa gets it forward. He's looking for Will. It bounces up. It hits the post. Oh, my goodness. Grable almost had the equalizer on a ball that hopped dangerously to the crease. But he just missed. And with 30 minutes elapsed in match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals, Sockers 2, Wave 1, Tony.
Yeah, you see how well this team is doing on the offensive side of things, how they can pick it up on a dime. Milwaukee Wave having to really just throw everything at it and the kitchen sink to try to go ahead and equalize. That would have been absolutely massive had that ball just been a couple of inches to the left and gone right behind Chris Toth. We'd be talking about a completely different match. But honestly, 2-1 for Milwaukee is not bad at all.
Couldn't agree more, especially given the danger that San Diego presented on the other side of the floor. Late in the second quarter, Charlie Gonzalez missing on the post. A look at 3-0 on a shot that we've seen him score so many times. Let's take a look at the goal-scoring highlights. And again, Ben Raymond with speed and aggressiveness, and then a left-footed finish into the side netting for his first goal of the entire season. That was at 3:55 for 1-0 San Diego in the second quarter, after a scoreless first that Milwaukee dominated. And then another player who is almost never in the lineup, Sean Callahan. This young man has played on Sockers 2, won a championship on Sockers 2. He trains with the club every game, every day. And when he's gotten the chance to play, he's always been a steady force. Here's Phil Salvaggio, the man who selected him downstairs.
Coach Salvaggio, it has been an interesting week to say the least. Your team comes back. You've been calling on many different players in a combination with many of the veterans that have gotten you to this point. Talk about the importance of guys like Ben Raymond and Sean Callahan to get scores here early.
They showed up. You know, they I asked the call on this last game, and they're playing hard and they're doing very well.
Milwaukee was able to sneak a goal in here just before the half. What will the message be to your team at halftime as they get ready for the final and what could be the most important half of the soccer season?
Yeah, we talked about their goal, and we got to do a better job of marking. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to do that all the time. They're going to play the boards and look for that back roar.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you, Phil. It's time for the Ron Newman Cup halftime show. After this timeout, my interview with one of the great stars of the sport and classmen in the league, first-year head coach Marcio Leite of the Milwaukee Wave is our guest next on Galazzo.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Please signal from 6th grade. We don't
Halftime here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network in Match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. Craig Elston joined by Milwaukee Wave head coach Marcio Leite. And kind of a full circle moment here, Marcio. First interview that we did this year was your first game. It was before you had your first game. Now here we are back in Front Wave and back in the finals. What a year it's been.
It's been amazing, right? It's funny how my first game coaching was against, the team that I won a championship with in San Diego, and now we are in the finals of my first year coaching, and I have to be here to decide the championship. Funny enough, I never got the experience to play in San Diego because that year was COVID year, so we played out of town every time. So I'm getting all those experiences now, I guess.
You certainly are, and tonight is going to be an incredible atmosphere. But what a series it's already been. That was an incredibly competitive back and forth game. You guys have reviewed the tape. What did you come up with?
I thought we were down 4-1. First half was very even, but I think we can do a better job at creating shots and making sure that our shots were on target. I know Soccer has an amazing goalie in Toph and Pardo, but if we're not going to keep it on target, then they're not doing anything. So that will be a key. I think San Diego's played a very good game, but they were clinical and very efficient with their chances because they do have quality players. So we need to do a better job with our chances if we want to win a championship.
Certainly we've seen that you're a coach that's willing to adjust as the year goes on, because the addition of Jerry Ball, of bringing up your keeper as a sixth attacker and not doing it the Ontario way, but really bringing him into the attack, really creating that super power play, it seems to have been super effective for you. Is that scary, though, as a coach, to commit to such a high-risk strategy?
I would say that in the beginning of the season, yes. But as the season went on, I believe I would love to look at the stats of how many goals we've scored and how many goals we have given up when Jerry has played. And I believe we are plus 20. So that's why at this point we are not nervous. We know we have a weapon that we can use if needed. The kid has always stepped up big time with big personality, not looking scared to make a mistake. He's got, it's something special that he has to be able to, 21 years old, semifinals, quarterfinals, step into big moments and make a difference, and he has been doing it. But hopefully we won't have to use that.
And last thing for you, and I've heard you talk about this before in Milwaukee too, Marcio, but you've got, obviously you yourself have so much experience, championship experience. Ian Bennett, Max Ferdinand, championship experience. And then you've got so many 23-year-olds, 21, 25-year-old guys who are kind of at the beginning of that career that you've been able to see go from beginning to an end. How important are those veterans to you to help in these championship moments?
Yeah, it's funny because we were actually looking at our roster and we have 4 players that have been in the finals, right? That have won a championship. So the rest of the team has never been in this situation before, and I think the San Diego has half of their team have been in this situation before. So they do have an edge in there, but at the same time, I do have young players with strong personalities that they are making the best out of this situation. My message to them has been, guys, it took us 7 years from 2019 to now to be in a championship again. You may never be in another championship. Make the best out of the opportunity that you have in front of you.
One of the acts in this sport and in this league, Marcio Leite. We'll be right back with MASL in 5. First half highlights, second half kickoff of match 2 of the finals, right after this on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
And then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
With 6 calls, runway 6 right, cleared on.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Alex Bastivansky here in our MASL studio. What's going on, everyone? Hope you had an absolutely incredible week. There's a lot that's gone down over the past few days. Let's take a look at that, plus at what's coming up in the league this week.
Flies it away. Torrealba emerges. Ruggles sprinting back. Sear down the defense as well. Torrealba!
St. Louis went toe-to-toe with San Diego at home in Game 1 of the Ron Newman Cup semifinals last week. They led 4-3 in the third quarter, but the Sockers, they just never say die, and ultimately they pulled out a thrilling 6-5 win, which sent the series back to San Diego with the ambush needing to win 2 games on the road in order to advance. And we have seen this story before with St. Louis in San Diego. Late fourth quarter lead, the ambush were up 5-3, but the Sockers pulled to within 1 goal, and then
14 seconds. It's Leonardo de Oliveira. He scores! He scores! He scores!
The home side ties it up with 10 seconds left, sending this contest off to overtime.
Serta to Nick. Nick Pereira turns, he shoots, he scores! He scores! Nick Pereira has sent the Sockers to the Ron Newman Cup Finals! Nicky P!
Of course, it was Nick Pereira with the winner. That is why they brought him in this season. So clutch. So San Diego advances to the final. Heartbreak for St. Louis. Nothing to hang their heads about, though. They had a fantastic season, which sets up the series you are watching right now. Milwaukee, San Diego for all the marbles. In the regular season, the Wave were actually the most successful team against San Diego, winning 2 games convincingly. So 2-0 against them, but of course the playoffs are a whole different season. These are your scoring leaders in the playoffs heading into the final. Esque on top with 9 points, followed by Juan Pereira. Briggs with 6, tied with Super Mario Alvarez and Falzone as well to round out your top 5. The MASL awards have been announced for this season, and Rion Marquez is your 2025-26 most valuable player. He finished with 52 points on the campaign. It was back and forth between him and Alex Sanchez for the scoring title most of the way. Marquez takes it, though. Incredible season. He is your most valuable player. In goal, it pretty much seemed like it was Paulo Nascimento's to lose this season. He was phenomenal all campaign. 11-5-6 with a 723 save percentage for the ambush, and this might have been the save of the year right there against the Comets in the quarterfinal. Congratulations, Paulo. You are the goalkeeper of the year. Mario Alvarez, Super Mario as they call him, he is your MASL Defender of the Year. Look at these offensive totals. Insane. 42 points on the campaign to go along with 16 blocks. And as his Wave teammates have pointed out, so much of what Mario does defensively does not show up on the game sheet. Great season, Mario. You are the Defender of the Year. Newcomer of the Year is his teammate, Oscar Flores, just 23 years of age, and he was a revelation in his first MASL season, putting up 36 points, also 8 blocks on the campaign. 23 years old, and he also potted this goal in the semifinals right there which made #1 on ESPN SportsCenter's Play of the Night. I think that's our goal of the year in the MASL. Oscar, your newcomer of the year. And head coach, well, they got my vote, that's for sure. It was Jeff Locker of the St. Louis Ambush. Just a tremendous year for the coach who revitalized the Ambush. 13-5-6 on the campaign, 4th place in the standings, but they made it, of course, all the way to the semifinals. Congratulations to Jeff, your coach of the year. Here are your other award winners. Your MASL Elite 6, Leon Marquez, Alex Sanchez, Juan Pereira, Super Mario Alvarez on D, along with Omar Silla as well for Baltimore, and in goal it is Mr. Paulo Nascimento. Your MASL first team, Zach Reagan at forward, Mello at midfield, Sergio Pinal, great first season for Utica City, Chad Vandegrift, Chad Porch on D, and Julian Rodriguez in goal. Second team All-Stars, Oscar Flores up front, Justin Stinson, Nick Pereira, Alex Steinwasher, Devoy Morgan, and midfielder Daniel Torrealba. And looking at defenders and goalkeepers, Lucia Thetsane, Robert Palmer, Cesar Cerda, Robert Williamson, and in goal, first from San Diego, Chris Toth, and from KC, Philip Ejimadu. And that is going to wrap things up for this week, but just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. I know the last time I ate something planted. It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, help with this. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
With the call, throwing 6th grade, right on.
First half highlights from match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. It was a scoreless first quarter dominated by Milwaukee. The Sockers found a counterattack for 1-0 from an unlikely source. Ben Raymond put back at defender because of suspensions. He gets the outlet from Ruggles and scores for 1-0. An even more unlikely goal scorer, Sean Callahan, was not expected to be in the lineup at all until 4 suspensions. Gets a wall pass from Pereira and does the silky back heel finish for 2-0. But Ian Bennett scored with 20 seconds left in the half. The legend, the Hall of Famer, getting a cross pass that Bebe Gonzalez tried to slide to get when he left his feet. He gave Bennett all the space he needed, and the captain of the Wave put it in for 2-1. Milwaukee dominated possession and shots in the first half. 15-5 in favor of the Wave, but the scoreboard's all that matters, and it's 2-1 San Diego. And it's 2-2 in 10 seconds as Max Ferdinand finds the far post on the opening pass. And what the Wave thought they had done to close the first half, they do in seconds to defuse Front Wave Arena. It's 2-2.
I mean, I don't think anybody was even in their seats before this even rolled into the back of the net. Very well done by Milwaukee, just coming out, not missing a beat, not missing a step, and finding that goal. That's exactly what Milwaukee needed to even up this series. It's 0-0, it's 2-2. We're back even here on the Ron Newman Cup Final Game 2.
Alvarez to Ferdinand, and Max gets his 5th goal of the playoffs. So the 42-year-old Bennett and the 39-year-old Ferdinand, each with 5 goals in these playoffs. For Milwaukee, Ferdinand was the hero to get out of the knockout game a round back. And that is an absolute stunner. Toth beaten to his near post. That ball just rolled between him and the wall. But it happened so fast. And immediately Milwaukee regains possession. This is match 2 of a best-of-3 final, and it's 3 full games. Almost 3-2 as Carvalho crashes. Bennett, Carvalho, one-handed save, Toth. A bonus save for San Diego, again in minute 31. The Wave turning it up to 11.
Milwaukee keeps pressing, but very well done there by Chris Toth, going to his left post, right post, and in between, he's able to read that ball perfectly and put a paw up. That could have been 3-2 very quickly, but Milwaukee trying to build on the momentum that they've built.
Leaving it for Steinwasser was Tony Walls, taken away. San Diego has the ball for the first time in seemingly the half, and immediately give it away as Callahan kicks it over the low wall.
And if you're Milwaukee, you're looking at this match and you see all the work that you got done in the first quarter to 0 goals, but then they've been very efficient in the missteps of the San Diego Sockers as well, and the Sockers need to go ahead and turn it up on defense as they were doing so well for the first 2 quarters.
Ferdinand. New electricity shooting through the veins of the Wave. Out to Alvarez, blocked by Raymond, who stepped over, and it goes out of bounds and back to Milwaukee.
Good shot there and good block as we're seeing on the replay.
Yeah, we saw the Toth save there. What a save by Chris, leaning back with the left hand. This one out of play by Sanchez, and that'll give the ball to San Diego. Sockers missed the wake-up call for this quarter. Milwaukee right on time, resetting some of the storylines of this match too. The Sockers playing without 4 players, including their captain, Cesar Cerda, for what happened at the end of match 1. A red card shown to Cerda for a kick into Tony Walls, but then in a confrontation with fans, Luis Morales, Jesus Pacheco, Stefan Mijatovic, all taken out in addition to fines. However, 2 of the players affected by that scored for San Diego. Here's Cam Will back the other way. He's in the lineup because Oscar Flores was hurt. In pregame warmups, the MASL Newcomer of the Year, Oscar Flores, suffered a torn quad that'll end his season, according to the Wave trainer's report. Steinwasser sent it wide of the net. That's where Perez could not handle the ball outside the crease, but he brought it down with his toe and kept the ball moving out of the reach of Carvalho there. It's back to Chris Toth. The Wave are crashing and pressing all the time. They've put all their chips in the middle on high-risk, high-reward strategies. Sockers want to find these counter moments. Gonzalez looking for Tavoy, kicked out by Javier Steinwasser. Mendez evaluates Sanchez, tries to bring a second defender his way as San Diego for once gets to possess. Charlie saying, hey, what am I, chopped liver? Ball is sent in. Morgan trying to dance around Steinwasser for possession. Correa took it away. Kicked it down the middle of the floor and back to the Sockers.
And this is an avenue that Wave haven't necessarily had to defend very much in this second game of the San Diego Sockers. Their possession style, their control of the ball, and building and creating through either Pereira, who has the ball right now.
Pee-wee crashes to Pato. Kicked out of there by Correa. Good crashing tackle by Cesar Correa. 4th year in the league, 3rd with Milwaukee. Toth has some space to come up as the Sockers change behind him. Trying to get it to Pereira. Headed out of play by Javier Steinwasser. Not many mistakes tonight from Milwaukee. Here's one, top of the arc The most dangerous free kick comes to San Diego on a gift.
Steinwasser tries to anticipate the ball coming towards Pereira and start a counterattack, but unfortunately for him, it does bounce off the wrong angle of the head, and now it's a dangerous play.
And it's Charlie miss-kicking. Charlie Gonzalez, normally very accurate on those corner shots, got excited, leaned back, and kicked it into the high netting. The Brujos are rocking behind the western goal as Ludwig kicks it out of bounds back to San Diego.
And as Milwaukee's does begin to have some wrinkles and have a couple of mistakes here, it's a matter of the San Diego Sockers taking advantage of those opportunities and being opportunists and taking chances and really trying to convert here. Tavoy.
Morgan glazed off his shoulder. Charlie trying to read the ball. It's right back into Milwaukee legs. Ludwig able to turn out. Illinois product sends it up. Perez kicks it up the wall, and it one hops into one of the penalty boxes. So 2-0, a long lost memory for the San Diego Sockers. The Wave in every way have earned this tie. Milton, lovely play around Cam Will. De Andrade coming in, taken down. Foul called by Josh Wilkins. And a set piece for San Diego.
And that's what Milton De Andrade does so well, is able to dribble through and make and create his own space. And as he was about to go ahead and shoot, you could see him just turning his body. He gets clipped from the back, and now in a similar place to a top-of-the-art restart, but has a little bit more space that can allow the Sockers to have a chance and a good look.
Pereira and Leo are confiding, and now it's Pereira to Ruggles. One touch. The shot was blocked. It comes down into the corner. Correa with that shot block, and Ruggles just sends it all the way down the floor. A goal 10 seconds into the quarter by Max Ferdinand. Tied it. Steinwasser trying to steal from Charlie. Charlie steals it back from Grable. 3v2 down low. Lifts it to Ruggles. Ruggles off the crossbar. No good. Gonzalez keeps it alive to Leo. Drew thought he had it. Second crossbar. Ruggles tried for the nasty little back heel, and it wound up coming up short. Good possession, or good attempts for the Sockers there. Charlie made it happen after a series of steals and re-steals.
Gerardo Gonzalez, goalkeeper for Milwaukee Wave, doing the ritual of the crossbar and post very well. And that's a couple of chances now the Sockers have been denied by the woodwork.
Nestus coming up, shooting. It's wide of Toth. Ball getting wild on Chris. Normally it's attracted to him like a magnet. And here it is to Perez, and the Sockers showing a little pressure of their own as Jerry Perez just sends one deep. Nobody there from Milwaukee. They stayed down, and Perez yelled and said, why not? But it was because Carvalho was going to come back and check in. Here's Callahan to Cardenas, looking for Morgan, pushed off the ball, heads it into the corner, battling Tony Walls. 9 minutes left in the second. Morgan and Walls battle again. It comes out to Leo. Brought down with a hand in the estimation of Daniel Radford.
Yeah, Leo completely disagrees with that, but you see right here the chance that Ruggles had is right onto the cross beam, and that's what it's gonna go ahead and go down to, those inches, those details. One was for Charlie, one was for Ruggles. Good pressure here. That's gonna be called a foul.
Nonetheless, Jerry Perez, his endurance and physicality, something to track. The 21-year-old probably, well, he is listed as 5'10", 165. I think both of those are generous. Sanchez finding Mario Alvarez in the middle. The Wave have the last two after San Diego had the first two. If they win, they force a deciding match 3 on Monday. Sanchez blew the tires on Pee-wee, who's back up. Mario shoots. It's wide, partially blocked by Baby into the corner. Leo trying to spring out Jose Gonzalez. Steinwasser lost it behind. Now it's out. Can Callahan get there? He got a touch along with Alvarez, but the ball wound up getting to Andre Hain. And now it's back the other way with open space. It's Steinwasser zigzagging. Shot was pinball blocked by Pee-wee into the corner. Back out to Walls. Walls bangs one, save collected by Toth. with under 8 minutes to play in the third. Next ball out of play will be the media timeout for the third quarter.
Good shot there, diffused by Chris Tilton 2 times, and quickly comes out on the other side. Ruggles with the ball.
Charlie was waiting for it. Gonzalez aching to put something on the board after a couple close misses. Mendez floats one to Pereira. Always a good plan. Nick off the wall. Mendez high. Great idea. The shot just a bit high. Trying again. Perez over the top of his own man to get a punch. Walls draws a foul and is asking for more. Milwaukee lost their challenge in the second quarter. So here's another look at the last save by Toth. Walls saying, hey, he got me in the head. No replay left. Wilkins said, tell your coach not to challenge next time.
Yeah, I mean, Leo does come down as he was losing his balance, and it's a contact sport, and that's a moment of contact.
Steal.
Watch out.
Charlie read the play, and then Bennett read the play and stole it back the other way, and it could be 3v3. Raymond has to watch Nethus down the wall. It is Hain looking for the man in the middle. Raymond got there first, and then Cardenas blocks the next drive. Let's go to break. Milwaukee is back to level terms in match 2 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals. Back with more action from Oceanside's Front Wave Arena, next on the CBS Sports Golasso Network.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Front Wave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Pearl denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare.
Milwaukee knows how to put the penny in the pot. It's a wave of offense that's carried them to the Ron Newman Cup Finals, led all of the MASL with 180 goals, and leads the playoffs with 28 goals. 2 players, Alex Sanchez, Mario Alvarez, in the Elite Six. Here's Sanchez dropping it back. Alex Steinwasser faked the shot, rolled it to Alvarez, back to the middle, picked off by Leo. Sockers are out on the counter, perhaps. Instead, Steinwasser couldn't control. Mendez coming in. Mendez stops, still has the ball. Double team around him, gets brought down. Play on, says Radford. Perez grabs the ball.
Mendez looking for that contact and knowing that he's going to be in between 2 players just wasn't enough. Very well defended there by Milwaukee, double teaming him. And here comes Perez.
Jerry getting all the way out to his own bench and then just turned it over, essentially. Nobody was home for Milwaukee. Toth did the same, played it off of Ferdinand's shoulder, and Milwaukee has possession now. It's been a largely wave-controlled game. They've really had their foot on the pedal all night, handling possession, wearing out San Diego, putting them into defensive, difficult positions. Ferdinand got that quick strike goal to start this half. And he spun to his left foot and shot it out of play. Don't forget, you can catch all the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram. If you're still on X, MASL Arena. Ooh. This one knocked down almost there. Down low by Carvalho. Now Pato in trouble. Double team greets him. Ferdinand had to work the ball backward, though. Once again, San Diego defending. Ludwig. Both teams are going to execute a change here on the fly. Nilton and Raymond, two faster players, come out for San Diego. Bennett's going to get ahead of steam. Ian Bennett dancing. Moving into the corner. Plays to the middle. Shot wide by Walls. Top of the arc. That's off Pato. Estrella thought it was a deflection. It'll be a top of the arc restart from Milwaukee.
And some very tense moments there where the ball is traveling, and it seems like Milwaukee is finding those angles a little bit better and coming up very well. And Estrella tries to get that ball cleared, but unfortunately it's going to lead to a top of the arc restart. Watch out here for Milwaukee.
Sanchez scores! An absolute rocket. Couldn't keep the sauce on the ball for Saucy Sanchez. 3-2 Milwaukee.
I mean, what a picture-perfect shot. You have Chris Toth right there, but to be able to still get it past him into that corner is absolutely incredible. That's the level of a type of shot that he is able to execute. A marksman, Sanchez.
9:34, the time of that goal. That's 3 in a row. The Wave are on a roll. And Sanchez nets his 4th of the playoffs on a top arc restart.
Right now there's a conversation happening with the officials and the Wave bench.
Well, there was jawing between Ricardo Carvalho and Tavoy Morgan after the goal. And presumably just trying to calm everybody down. Sockers now find themselves trailing for the first time in match 2. Milwaukee with an open path to Monday's match 3 to decide the playoffs for the first time. San Diego must now respond, and it's those two battling, Walls and Morgan. Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie to the middle, looking for Tavoy, bounces off Leo, and then flicked from the ground by Morgan, but wide. Somehow, as Correa went crashing into the corner, the foul was called on Mendez. From distance, should be either no foul or boarding, to my mind, but it is. He didn't even touch him. He literally didn't touch the man at all. Perez. Miss kicks. Too wild.
Perez is having a couple of these opportunities squandered by poor distribution. I believe that's the third time here in the third quarter. So something to look at, because, again, in these moments in the final, that's something that you have to have down as a fundamental.
The Wave trying to spoil the action for the biggest crowd in Front Wave history. It's 5,521. Pereira steals from Ludwig. Nick Pereira looking for Callahan and shot it wide of him on the pass. And then the play out comes to 99 Andre Hain of Milwaukee. Nilton just bully rags him to get the ball. Steps around him on the wall. Gets Steinwasser from behind to play it between his legs, falling. Somehow none of that was a whistle, and the ball was kicked into the corner, where Toth used the sole of his foot to push it away from a surging Cam Will. Oh, Pereira with that steal. Anything on point, and it's 3-3. Alex Steinwasser trying to steal it from Nilton. Kicked it off the sidewall out to the middle where Mario Alvarez could help him out, his teammate. Sockers led 2-0 with 20 seconds left in the first half. But 3 straight Milwaukee goals, 1 to end the half and 2 to start this quarter. 1 at 10 seconds, the other at 9:34. Here's Mendez the other way. Sebastian had the ball come up and hit him in the face. Pereira steps in on a steal attempt and gets it away from Grable.
Both teams having pretty bumpy transitions at the end of the day and not being able to really solidify anything.
Here's Pereira. Charlie's asking for it. Gonzalez gets that ball back. 3:20 in the third. A scoreless third for San Diego so far. Pereira trying to change it. Sending in Charlie. Shot was blocked in front of him by Stuart Grable. Then he sends it into the middle and it corkscrewed over. And then Pee-wee's shot is blocked with Bennett there. The Sockers get it back. Pereira. Pushed by Steinwasser further and further out. As Milwaukee extends their defense all the way out, and the Sockers make some changes. Steinwasser's allowed to come off for Walls as a result. Correa jumps in on Mendez and gets a big steal. Correa working up across 2 lines, turns to find a teammate, and gets a very casual foul called against Charlie Gonzalez.
They play quick. Watch out. 4v3.
It's Correa shooting it through. Leo blocked what could have been an assist for sure. And then jumping off the bench was Pato, and then he lost it to what could be a handball by Nestus, but it's out to Sanchez. And the Wave are looking for their 4th straight, and Sanchez shoots it just wide of the inside of the net of the left post. D'Andrade trying to steal it from the kid. Lucas got it back. Charged from behind. Pato, no room to operate, no time for San Diego. Nilton held by Mario. Foul called. No blue cards coming tonight, folks. No harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance.
And we've seen this play here by Nilton de Andrade about 3 or 4 times already, and he's been able to successfully scurry and squeeze between the boards and the player. But this time, Milwaukee says, nope, either the ball or the player, not both.
Another Steinwasser header out of bounds. Top of the arc, San Diego. Can the Sockers convert one of these and level things before the 3rd quarter ends? It's the question that all the Sockers fans here would like to know. To my memory, this is the 2nd biggest crowd in the modern history of the Sockers, only topped by Landon Donovan's debut, February 15th, 2019 at Pechanga Arena. That was over 8,000 fans. Ruggles just wide. Twice now for Drew. Post and crossbar. Leo under 2 minutes in the 3rd. A great 3rd quarter for the Milwaukee Wave, playing without Oscar Flores, with their backs against the wall, needing a win to keep the season alive and force a do-it-all game on Monday. That ball was loose of Alex Steinwasser for a moment. Still was, but was picked up by a weaving Grable at midfield. The Wave changed with the ball and 90 seconds left in the quarter.
And Perez really hasn't been tested so far in this 3rd quarter. He's had a couple of opportunities, but the Sockers need to be able to capitalize, not just on those mistakes by Perez, but there's been a couple of distribution aspects in the midfield by Milwaukee that hasn't necessarily been taken advantage of, like I said, by the Sockers.
Sockers try a double team, a triple team on Bennett. Bennett got the ball away. This could be a big play for Milwaukee. Carvalho down low to Alvarez, off the wall. Toth reads it. Final minute, 3rd quarter. Thrown out to the rookie, Pato. Andrew Estrella, Drew Ruggles picks it up from him. Ruggles trying to send it back to Pato! Out of the point! That was a possible handball on Perez. There's the card. It's a shootout for San Diego.
What a great play between Ruggles and Pato. 1-2 back and forth, counter-attacking. And then you see that there is a touch of the ball with the hand, and we'll see in this replay if it was inside.
No chance.
All contact is in the blue. That is outside for sure.
Easily called. So this means 2 things. First and foremost, San Diego will get to put the ball at the yellow line, pick one player, and they're going to have 5 seconds to beat William Bonahene, the backup keeper, because the penalty is on Perez.
There's a handball offense against the Milwaukee goalkeeper. 2-minute power play in favor of San Diego, and the restart is a shootout.
So if the Sockers score, they score. If they do not score in these 5 seconds of the shootout, then a 2-minute power play will begin for San Diego. But Charlie Gonzalez will be the man selected to try and tie this score in front of a roaring, towel-waving crowd of 5,500 at Front Wave Arena. William Bonahene ice cold off the bench to defend. Perez in the penalty box. If Bonahene makes the save, he'll have to stay in to defend the power play.
Bonahene, a great shot stopper himself, has a little bit more surface area that he covers. Here we go.
Post! No good! Too far from the rebound. Milwaukee dodges the bullet. San Diego will have to score on the power play.
It's a big night for Post and Lintel fans as the Sockers have constantly hit the woodwork and are inches again from scoring. I mean, that's as picture perfect as it gets, but
that's his second post. Drew Ruggles has 2 posts in a 1-goal game. This power play begins with 45 seconds left in the quarter. It'll count through the first minute 15 of the fourth quarter unless the Sockers score, which would tie the game. Cam will serve the penalty so he can run out. Perez is like, forget that, man. I want to run out, but you can't just sub Bonahenne out of his net in that moment. Power play begins. Gonzalez with Pereira, Morgan, Mendez, and Leo. .30 on the quarter clock. This is what every penalty kill unit wants, a chance to break the PK in half. 20 seconds left in this quarter for San Diego. They want to get a chance away. It's Pereira, but Bonahenne then did well to capture it and not carry it over the line, which would have been a yet another handball offense. 7 seconds. Can Leo get a shot off? Can Charlie get a shot off? It's blocked by Steinwasser's head. It comes down to Mendez. One last chance? No. It'll be a fourth quarter power play. William Bonahenne screaming and shouting. He is fired up because his Milwaukee Wave right now are 15 minutes away from forcing game 3. Let's take a timeout. The fourth quarter beckons. The Wave 3, the Sockers 2, leading the series 1-0 San Diego. The fourth is next on Galazzo.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
With the call from 6th grade, we don't.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo.
Frisbee toss done. Milwaukee leading thanks to Saucy Sanchez. Alex Sanchez, the Golden Boot winner for the 2025-26 season with 32 goals, his 49 points, ranked second in the league behind only Rion Marquez, and now up to 4 goals in the playoffs in 8 matches. Sanchez's top arc blistering blast. A true Galazzo on the Galazzo Network. Makes it 3-2 Wave going to the fourth quarter. Gee, who would have ever thought, Tony, the Sockers are trailing in the fourth quarter at home?
I mean, some vintage 2026 San Diego Sockers that we're seeing here, and this is something that they know how to come back from. They know they've been in this situation before. In the entire season, there's been moments where players weren't available for injury, for whatever else reason, and you have to fight through that. And we've seen performances and combinations with Pereira, with Mendez, Charlie coming back. So it's up to them to be able to do that, and not just for the last couple of seconds of this power play, because if they don't take advantage of this moment, that's going to give an incredible boost to Milwaukee emotionally.
Once again, William Bonahenne, who stopped the shootout, quote unquote. I mean, he's a big body. Charlie shot the ball past him, shot around him. He hit the inside of the right post, and the ball didn't go in. Earlier, he hit on the other right post, Charlie Gonzalez, and it didn't go in. Earlier, Drew Ruggles chipped Perez, but hit the bottom of the crossbar, and it didn't go bar down and in. It went bar down and out. And also earlier, Ruggles hit it off of the right post. So the Sockers have had 4 posts. They've got a minute 15 as the whistle sounds a power play after the handling outside the zone violation on Gerardo Perez. And a huge moment to start this quarter. Milwaukee scored 10 seconds into the third and really changed the whole game. Can the Sockers get an early goal in the fourth? Leo trying to cut it to the middle on one touch. Grable instead got it to the foot of Correa, who weaves around one but not two. Mendez was able to take it away. 50 seconds on the power play. Gonzalez got a bad pass from Pereira and had to chase it down on the wall. Now he'll send it back to Nick. Nick back to Charlie. Leo outside turns to face goal. Instead, he has to cross the ball again to Mendez. Mendez back to the middle to Charlie. Little space for Gonzalez. His shot blocked by Steinwasser straight to Mendez. Sebastian back to Charlie. Down to Leo with 25 seconds. It's chipped in the air. And Bonahenne just don't care. He's going to grab it.
Very well done there to pounce on it and really put his body in there. That's the biggest, well, one of the biggest difference between the two goalkeepers from Milwaukee. It's just that size. And we've seen Bonahenne put on some performances here at Front Wave Arena as well.
Only 5 seconds left in the power play. Leo tried to shoot it through an envelope. Couldn't do it. Charlie exchanges with Nick. Power play is over. Cam Will is out of the box. Bonahenne's going to have to stay in until the next whistle. This ball is out deep, and Toth has to send it all the way to midfield, where it's pushed down by Pereira. Lifted. Grable kicks it out of bounds. Top of the arc. Oh, I think it deflected before it went out. That will allow Jerry Perez to sub back in.
We'll see. I believe this is still being called for the Sockers.
It's the Sockers' ball. The question was, did it go out of bounds top of the arc or not? And apparently it ticked that wall. Didn't really look like it on the replay. Looked like it could have been top of the arc.
Nonetheless, a very good power play kill. And from Milwaukee, it's a shot in the arm of, hey, you know, we can go ahead and do this and defend well with 4. We have 5. And for the Sockers, they need to figure out how to go ahead and break down this defense.
Morgan thought he had it. Shot it just wide in a crowd. De Andrade trying to find a seam in this Wave defense. Leo's shot blocked. Boy, the Wave are everywhere. And another restart on the wall.
The Wave are just such a good presence and physically defensive team. They also have size and speed, which is a perfect combination in this setting.
Off the wall, chested by Steinwasser. Back to Jerry Perez, who's back in net. Bonahenne, what a service for Milwaukee. Pressed in. Another Steinwasser, top of the arc. That is 3 for Javi Steinwasser in this second half. Can the Sockers break through? They've been given so many chances. So far, the red post has been their greatest enemy.
It's an incredible amount of errors to not have taken advantage so far. And we'll see if Sockers take advantage here.
No, maybe. Pereira back to the left foot, back to the right foot, shoots it wide. Charlie trying to do his dance on the ball. Hip swivel, and it's out to Leo. Back to Pereira. 12:45. Leo. Stutter step blocked by Alex Steinwasser, out of play. When I said to start the broadcast here in the fourth quarter, oh, looky here, Sockers are trailing at home in the fourth. This has been their resting state almost all season long, is down a goal in the fourth quarter.
And with that, you know, extra minutes play, extra experience, but with a team like Milwaukee, you don't want to go ahead and live it to the last second.
Mendez trying to find his way home, and he skipped it out of play. Ball was maybe up in the air just a little too long. Sebastian's eyes got bigger and bigger, but the ball didn't come down fast enough for him.
And Sockers have to go back to what made them successful in the first 3 quarters, is going back to fundamentals, defending well, but also being able to connect on a counter potentially. But I think the key here will be to play and create something of their own doing.
And there's really just been nothing, Tony. Through 3 quarters, it's 21-8 the shots in favor of Milwaukee. The Sockers have been basically shut down tonight. 1 counterattack, 1 crazy backheel goal. Nilton wants to change the equation. Nilton, one-handed save. Perez left the ball on the edge. DeAndrade got it back to Pee Wee. Pee Wee with a man right in front of him, kicks it to the wrong team, and then that was off of Nilton's foot, and it's out of play. 11:55 to go in the 4th. If Milwaukee wins, match 3 is Monday, 7:35, again, here at Front Wave Arena. They will not have 55-21 in the house on Monday. Milwaukee could find their way into not only a grand final, but into a game that has a much different atmosphere and more to their favor. However, you got to say Milwaukee has played like a big game team tonight in front of this big crowd. They have been impervious to the pressure with a couple of exceptions. Steinwasser's clearances, a couple weird distributions. Otherwise, they've really controlled this match, and San Diego has earned their spot down in the number.
Absolutely, and it's difficult to think of a reality, too, where Flores is on there, because there is moments where Milwaukee is missing that connective tissue. And again, these distributions that are not connecting for Milwaukee Wave need to be capitalized on by the San Diego Sockers in transition, in open play, because time is running out.
Leo looking for Ruggles. Bennett is able to get there first and beat him to the ball. Those two were teammates in the COVID season in Florida. Leo, head down to the chest of Pereira, quickly gets the ball moving to Charlie Gonzalez. Sockers know they need to get to work with their top scorers. And this is one of the first times in this match that you can truly say now the Sockers are missing Cesar Cerda. Leo trying to cut to the left foot. Couldn't get a shot away there. And he'll shovel it to Charlie. Why? Because Cerda's been the orchestrator of almost every one of these Sockers' patented 4th quarter comebacks in the final 8 matches of the year. Pereira weaving. Fancy stuff, but no shot. Then Leo shoots right into Perez, who found it between his thighs. With under 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
What Milwaukee's doing very well is really closing in on the spaces and giving not a single look on goal. They're able to recover very well and really come out and pounce 1-2 defenders on any given player from the Sockers.
Hayne used a sidewall pass to get it to Alex Steinwasser. He crosses out to Sanchez, who had the last goal and almost had the next one. Mario Alvarez, his best 6 elite teammate, catches it up. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez working on Mendez, sent it off to Nestus, who's played quite well tonight. Alvarez and Sanchez drifting further and further back, pressured by San Diego.
Oh, no.
2 touches for Jerry Perez. This is an MASL rule. The goalkeeper can only touch twice, or touch once in a run of possession. And with that second touch, the Sockers get another top of the arc. So it's in these moments that Milwaukee shows fissures in the system, but the Sockers have not been able to put anything through one of those cracks yet.
And the Sockers have to find some sort of solution here on a set-piece situation. They haven't been successful in open play necessarily outside of a counterattack, but this is where you have specialists.
It's Mendez. He saved by Perez, who dives on the rebound. Big save, Jerry Perez. He'll pass it to himself. Auto passe. Stolen by Cardenas. And now lifted out to midfield. High bouncer. Correa bikes it into the play to Nestus, who scores! What a goal! That was one of the best assists you'll ever see. Correa, a bicycle kick off the wall for a Wallace scorer to the rookie who would not have been in there except for Oscar Flores' injury. And Nestus scores. And it is 4-2 Milwaukee.
This entire play started with Flores all the way back, coming out with the ball himself, opening it up, but there was a chance as Cardenas was able to steal the ball. It seemed like he had enough time to just control it and move forward with it. Instead, he decides to clear it out from the midfield, giving possession back to Milwaukee. But what a play by the Wave as they come out here in the the fourth quarter. Want to see the air!
Morgan hits the left post because why not? It was the one piece missing from the collection. Maybe now they're allowed to score. It's Leo to Pato, and Pato is going to dance on the ball, a rookie who hadn't been in all playoffs except for the suspensions today. If we play a game 3, Cesar Cerda, Luis Morales, and Jesus Pacheco all eligible to return to the San Diego lineup. Sockers don't want that, but they're down 2. Nilton! Perez keeps it going with another big save.
Incredible stuff by Perez right now. He's really coming in big and being in those spots and distributing, coming in, and honestly, it's been an incredible performance by Flores and his unique style.
That's a high kick, and Leo's actually not feeling good after the foul that was called on him. Wall's down as well. Here's that shot. Oh, that's face save by Perez.
Just able to recover quickly as Leo does come up.
Kid's a gamer.
Really is.
You'd think he's got so little mass, like he'd be a player you could shoot around. But he has been right there.
Just quick reflexes.
The Wave are 1 goal away from absolutely putting the Sockers in a diabolical position. They don't have 1 goal from any offensive player on the team tonight. They've gotten a goal from Ben Raymond and Sean Callahan, and that's it. And believe me, both were welcomed and accepted. Sanchez trying to step out for another one. To Alvarez. Those two are just peanut butter and jelly out there. Working together. Carvalho in the corner. Next ball out of bounds is the last media timeout of the 4th. Off of Raymond. Hayne got the rebound, shot into him. He finds an open man. Sanchez with Bennett on the back post. Shot it to the near post. Toth made the save. Rebound kick to Pee-wee. Pee-wee crashes the wall. He is fouled by Sanchez. Delay of game is called on Sanchez, or make it Alvarez.
Yeah, good save here. Toth with the positioning, coming back up, and Pee-wee trying to go ahead and start a counterattack along the boards. And honestly, if that's the way that Sockers were able to score on that counter, maybe that's what you start looking for.
Pereira tips it through. Callahan did get a touch. Those two combined on the last San Diego goal. That was all the way back at 7:31 of the second quarter. Back heel to Callahan, just rolls it in.
It's going to be a timeout here.
Sockers have been shut out for 30 straight minutes in this game. Timeout. Do they have an answer? Or will the answer be, we'll see you Monday night? Those are the options on the table. Resolution beckons when we return on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Front Wave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Front Wave Credit Union. Dream big, we got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, What about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd.
There's one episode left on the season, and it might be a late one on Monday night. Join Alex Pastravansky and Phil Ivanko for MASL Monday here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and MASL TV on YouTube, where each week they break down the biggest games, bring on guests from around the league, and discuss the hottest topics. Of course, Monday night could be championship night here at Front Wave Arena. Milwaukee is 6 minutes, 43 seconds away from booking that third game. They lead 4-2 on the road, and Hain heads it over to the legend Ian Bennett, who lost control as he tried to reset. Sockers need not one but two to get to an overtime situation. Overtime they have dominated all year long, and they've done it at home over and over. But they don't just need one, and they're facing an elite team, and this is a giveaway, and it could be a dagger. Toth gets the save on Bennett.
There's certainly a tension now for the San Diego Sockers, and they need to be absolutely perfect and cannot have any mistakes like that.
Foul on Alvarez, knocking down Morgan after the pass. All those kinds of fouls are actually very effective for Milwaukee to slow things down right now. Again, Morgan getting leaned on by Walls. Play on, said Radford, watching the play from the side. And it's punted by the Wave. San Diego has to press the advantage. Milwaukee's been able to press the advantage all night. Now in the final 6 minutes, will they revert to defending and give San Diego more chances? Oh, that one went past the other shoulder at Charlie. He didn't see it. It came all the way to Pereira and then flopped in the air. And I think it's out. Oh, it's out to San Diego. Well, okay. Sockers will take all breaks they can get.
And they've had certainly a lot of breaks, but haven't been able to take advantage of that. It's going to be returned here. Make sure the ball's stopped.
And that allows media timeout. Well, because there was a regular timeout, they could have skipped this media timeout, but they didn't, so that's okay. That gives us a chance to settle in and talk about how the Ron Newman Cup playoffs have gotten to this point. It started with 6 teams. Milwaukee, the number 3 seed, faced the 6 seed Empire Strikers and needed a knockout game at home in order to advance to the second round. St. Louis needed a knockout game at home to advance to the second round, taking out the Kansas City Comets. In that round, Baltimore and San Diego awaited. Baltimore had no home dates. That proved extremely important when Baltimore beat Milwaukee in match 1, but had to play match 2 and 3 in Milwaukee instead of in Baltimore. The Wave advanced in the knockout game 2-1, scoring in the last minute on an Andre Hain goal to reach the finals. San Diego beat St. Louis 2-0, but it was a pair of 6-5 games. The second one, an overtime result in which the Sockers scored with 10 seconds left in the quarter to tie and scored 9 minutes into overtime to win. Take a look at the Brujos. I see the captain of the Riptides, Matt Buse, is there as well. I see Puma from the locals. We've got a cross section of Frontera SD out here tonight supporting. Boy, I wish we could see the Sockers deliver them a couple of goals in a row here, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Sockers, again, here on a set-piece situation, need to capitalize and need to have the most dynamic moments and minutes that they've had this entire match in order to get past Perez, who has been playing very well. It's going to take something special right now to bring this team back.
And again, the guy who has been getting the assists on these comeback goals game after game. Pereira, crossbar down. Are you kidding me? The soccer gods are saying they want game 3. Charlie, saved by Perez, who fires up his teammates with another yell. Sockers are going to 6 attackers, Tony, with 5:02.
And you see right there, Perez being able to go ahead and be the hero in that moment once again.
Saved it off the bar. Perez saved it off the crossbar. 6 attackers now. Empty net. Pereira tried to just spin one through the wall. Mendez and the Sockers have to hold. Drew Ruggles is the 6th attacker. The Western goal is empty. There's 4:50 to play, and the Sockers need not one but two. Charlie, Ruggles, and Leo. It just has to be a helpless feeling for Sockers captain Cesar Cerda to be watching this from the stands, knowing how much he would be right in the middle of this here. He knows if it comes to game 3, he'll feel so much responsibility on his shoulders to win that game for his team. Leo to Pereira. Sockers essentially shut out tonight, save a couple of brief moments. Pereira. It's been team defense for Milwaukee that's gotten the job done on crashes just like this. What a great play by Walls and Javier Steinwasser. And Walls kicks it down the floor, but Ruggles is there to collect. Minute 56 is done. 4 minutes left. Charlie. Pereira trying to kick it through Perez. Oh, he's asking for a timeout. His hand hurts. He got kicked in the left hand. He doesn't have a timeout. Correa gets past Charlie. Charlie's asking for a handball. Leo is fouled by Ferdinand. Oh, Gerardo Perez got kicked in that hand.
Yeah, as we see here, an opportunity that Leo definitely steps into and potentially saves this match for the Sockers. Gets a foul now on the other side. Mendez.
Another save by Perez. Jerry Perez, man of the match.
Toth out of position.
Just wide. Chris came rushing out. Now the Sockers will try and do it again, and Toth has to run back. As he does, back to 6 attackers. 3 minutes left. Again, the biggest crowd in modern soccer's history, biggest crowd for any sporting event in Front Wave Arena history, 5,521. And Milwaukee has acted like it's their home floor all night. They deserve this result. San Diego's going to try and create soccer's magic. That's all they've got left is mysticism now, because all the equations have been solved by the Wave.
Just the tenacious level of defending that we've seen from Wave is why they're being rewarded with the lead in this moment as well.
Gonzalez. Pereira, oh, bicycled out by the amazing bicycle man, Correa. Call him Mr. Bike. 2:12 left to play. Mendez gets crashed into by Grable. Back to Leo. Time bleeding. Pereira. Another leaping Chilena knockdown by Correa. Here it comes. It's Alex Steinwasser to send them to Monday night. He does it not. Oh my goodness. We play on for the next 2 minutes.
And another opportunity, another potential break for the Sockers that need to score very quickly to have a chance to tie.
Kicked out. Rebound saved by Perez. A man possessed. High off the script. 90 seconds. Saved by Perez again. A searing strike from Mendez. This one headed to the goal line and over. And this game is over. Milwaukee has forced game 3.
And what a way to do it. The way that they've been handling this entire match, having great defense, looking up collectively, really having a fantastic defensive work rate all night. They're rewarded with this ball that comes all the way from the back.
Javier Steinwasser will know that the game he played tonight wasn't the one he wanted to play. He made a host of errors tonight that could have led to Wave goals, but he got that one, and the Wave have got this game on lock. Minute 30 to play. The crowd is emptying on a late Friday night here at Front Wave Arena, and the question is, how many can come back on Monday, where we will play for the first time in Ron Newman Cup history a full game 3. In every season, 2014-15 to today, either the Ron Newman Cup final was a one-game championship, or it was a quote-unquote best-of-3 series. One road game, one home game. If tied 1-1, 15-minute break, 15-minute game, called the knockout or mini game. Essentially a game that starts in the fourth quarter. This year and last year, the league announced that the finals team with the high seed could choose knockout game or 3 full games. The Wave said if we host, knockout game. The Sockers said if we host, 3 full games. And because they have control of Front Wave Arena to some extent, a lot easier to get dates. Now, the next date is Monday, which is not Saturday or Sunday. So it's a tough one. And a lot of these fans came out for their first game this year and saw this and are going to need to be persuaded to come back on Monday night. But that's a win for the Wave. The Wave have just earned themselves a championship match in a way lower key environment than tonight's was. But quite frankly, San Diego did not respond to this environment at all. They were never the better team at any point in this game, even when they were up 2-0. They were playing great defense. But Milwaukee had dominated this match. 6 attackers trying to just get one for the scoreboard now. And instead, you can give up another one. And it'll be Correa to do it. Why not? Cesar Correa makes it 6-2.
And again, this is the San Diego Sockers that if you take a look at those conditions that you just spoke about, I don't know if a knockout game immediately after this match would have benefited San Diego, because right now Milwaukee is honestly having all the momentum, and now that's going to be the key, how to bottle this and save it for Monday night and that match.
The Wave have played the Sockers 4 times this year. A 4-goal win, a 5-goal win, now a 4-goal win, and the 1-goal loss on Wednesday night. The Wave might very well be the favorites on Monday to win the MASL Ron Newman Cup Championship. San Diego, though, will have 2 critical things going for them. The home floor, which did not help them at all tonight whatsoever. But most importantly, they will have their captain, Cesar Cerda, back. Okay, they have adjusted to a 7:05 kickoff. I had been told 7:35 all the way through. It'll be 7:05 on Monday night, which makes a lot of sense. Wrestling between Walls, who's just trying to find a way to create more suspensions for Game 3.
And to be completely honest, it ended up working, and it ended up being to their benefit last match on Wednesday in Milwaukee.
It really was.
So that could potentially, be the difference for sure with having those elements for the San Diego Sockers not be able to be on the floor. But ultimately, Wave just are the better team right now. This game is very much deserved, and there's going to have to be a lot of reflecting by the Sockers as well.
Another shot high and wide. The worst finishing night of the year for the San Diego Sockers, bar none. And I mean bar, post, bar none, is about what this one was. The confetti cannons will be re-rented at multi-$1,000 cost. And this game somehow can't end. Now all of a sudden the ball can't stay in play. And we're going to get the most agonizing, drawn-out finish. Give all the credit to the Milwaukee Wave. From second 1 of minute 1 of this game, they were composed, calm, had a perfect game plan. The Sockers scored 2 different goals against the run of play. Seemingly had the defense and the crowd and the energy behind them to turn that into something bigger, and they truly never did. I think the critical moment in this match, Tony, was in the final minute as a 7th goes in, and the game now looks just ridiculous. And Correa gets another.
Getting those stats, and again, the way that this ended up happening, I would say, is the moment the second half started, the third quarter initiated, that early goal surprised everybody, and the Sockers just never came back. They never came back from the locker room or recovered.
Well, that's definitely true. The spot I'm thinking about was Charlie Gonzalez up 2-0, ball on his left foot, open lane, hits the right post. About 40 seconds later, it comes down the other side, and Bennett gets that goal. And instead of 3-0, it's 2-1, and then it's almost 2-2 at the half, and then it's 2-2, 10 seconds into the third quarter. And from that point, absolutely nothing from the San Diego Sockers. The Wave get the last 7 unanswered to end this game in dominant blowout fashion, 7-2. And Monday night, the Wave are just one step away from winning their second ever Ron Newman Cup. The Sockers have so many questions to be answered over the next 48 fitful hours. I don't know how many of those will be filled with sleep for Phil Salvaggio.
And yes, you're going to have different players coming back. You have Cesar Cerda, Morales, etc. in this match, but right now, the way that Wave played, the way that they carried themselves through this entire match, the 4 quarters, they believe right now they have what it takes to beat the Sockers no matter who is on the floor for San Diego. And that is a dangerous place to be for the San Diego Sockers.
Nick Ferrara is waiting for one of our Wave stars of the match. The Ron Newman Cup Finals are tied 1 game apiece. The Wave did all of this without Oscar Flores, who's been their offensive star and assisted on all 4 of their goals the game prior. They put together one of the best pure displays of this sport that you will see in any year. This was all Wave all night, and the star is Jerry Perez. He's with Nick Ferrara.
Our MASL player of the game, Gerardo Perez, better known as Jerry. As an MASL rookie, you've been no stranger throughout the season to being the 6th attacker. In fact, you scored a goal in Milwaukee on Wednesday. But tonight, that was a role you didn't have to assume. Instead, you got 8 blocks, pitched a shutout in the second half. Talk about the importance and what it meant to your team to come in here to San Diego and get a victory in this much-needed on-the-line game.
Well, I think just a change in attitude and mentality, them coming to our home and just taking over. They honestly outplayed us, so we just wanted to do the same, coming to theirs. You know, the fans also, like, amazing atmosphere. And yeah, it's just what a final's all about. 2 teams battling back and forth.
Jerry, emotions were running high, as you mentioned, on and off the field in Milwaukee. And here you can just feel the intensity and energy. And now it comes down to a winner-take-all game here in just 48 hours. Talk about what it'll be like for your team to prepare here in San Diego and get yourself game ready for the final championship game on Monday night.
I think probably just a proper recovery, you know, resting the 2 days, what we do, what time we sleep, you know, because different time zones, you know, different. So that's it.
All right, Jerry, our MASL player of the game, Craig Tony, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, show some highlights, and get you set up for the deciding match of the season when we return. The MASL Ron Newman Cup Finals will go to match 3. We're back to break it down on Golazo.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Front Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
With the call from 6th grade. We're on.
Back at a rapidly emptying Front Wave Arena, the Milwaukee Wave defuse all of the Sockers championship celebration plans. They had the biggest crowd in the history of the building, the second biggest crowd in the 17-year modern history of the club. They got a 2-0 lead in completely unlikely fashion, and then really nature reverted to its course, because this night was about the Milwaukee Wave. The Milwaukee Wave, who lost their key player, Oscar Flores, to a torn quad during warm-ups, came out with the most disciplined, composed performance of the year under pressure in front of 5,500 fans, Tony. They scored 7 unanswered, 3 into an empty net late to turn this one into match 3, 7-2 Milwaukee. Let's go to the highlights. Let's check out what we saw here. There's the Ron Newman Cup. It'll stick around. Hope nobody touched that thing. You start off with the Ben Raymond goal. This was after a scoreless first quarter that Milwaukee outshot San Diego 10-2. This was against the run of play, this goal for San Diego. The next one, even more unlikely. Sean Callahan only starting because of the multiple suspensions for the post-match incidents in Milwaukee. Callahan with a beautiful back heel. All of a sudden you're thinking this has to be San Diego's night at 2-0 when Callahan and Raymond score, and you've still got Leo and Charlie and Nick and Tavoy and everyone else in the team. But here a critical moment. This with 20 seconds left, an attempt at a slide tackle of the ball, missed by Bebe, couldn't keep his feet. As a result, Bennett, easy spot to shoot, squeezes it between Toth and the near post for 2-1. That was 20 seconds left in the half. Then 10 seconds into the third quarter, the other part of the IMAX connection. Max Ferdinand. He delivers on this long ball forward, just whoop, one quick whipping shot. Past Toth into the far post, and it was 2-2 just like that. There will be no Sockers highlights in the remainder of this run-through as Milwaukee at 3-2 gets to this incredible play by Cesar Correa. First you see Sanchez for the lead, Alex Sanchez for the lead at 3-2. Golasso. I mean, he puts it into a spot with only maybe an inch of width beyond the side of the ball. And then Correa with the sidewall pass, not seen there, coming to Nestus, who scores into the roof, a rookie only playing because Flores was hurt in warm-ups. He scores. That's 4-2. 3 empty nets follow for Milwaukee. His 6th attacker was a disaster. And the Wave win it 7-2. Every stat Milwaukee's best. 27-16 on shots. Only outshot quarter was the 4th. San Diego 8, Milwaukee 6, but Milwaukee scored 4 goals. San Diego scored 0. So, Jerry Perez, 8 of 10 saves. Chris Toth, 10 of 14. He was fine. Chris Toth was very, very good in this match. But the Sockers never had possession. They never had control of this game, not even up 2-0. They had a Wave team that was determined to get us to match 3. And now we'll really see, Tony, because the Sockers captain will be back. There's gunning winger Luis Morales will be back. Jesus Pacheco, their do-everything midfielder, will be back. But the Wave know that about 4,000 of these fans will probably not be back for a Monday night 7:05 match. Nonetheless, we invite you to join us wherever you're watching around the country and around the world for what will be the final match of the season. It's match 3 to decide it all. It's grand final night. It's the Sockers and Wave. And no matter what you think, whether you're a Sockers fan that's mad or a Wave fan that's happy, let's all take a deep breath and reset. Grand final. Grand final. One match to decide it all. Grand final. Both teams even footing. Both teams 0-0. Monday night at 7:05. That'll do it for today's broadcast. Want to say special thanks to our entire Amoda broadcast crew. Our field reporter, Nick Ferrara. For Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. Reminding you one more time, the Wave score 7 unanswered. They run away with match 2, 7-2. And we'll see you on Monday night to determine the Ron Newman Cup champion. Until then, so long from Oceanside.
Wave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
With the call from 6th grade. Right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.